So as good morning again. We are back with the second session from the loser's side. And we have Craig Lakin versus Gareth Higgins. No, I haven't. Right, sorry about that. We're back. Yeah. So we've got this this game between Craig Lakin and Gareth Higgins. You're watching the players' pool events. This is the loser's side. There's already a load of games in progress, a load of games already completed, and I'm joined on commentary by Matt Brearley, the robot. How are you, Matt?
Yeah, not too bad, Nick.
Good morning.
Bit tired. Long day yesterday, wasn't it? A lot longer for you guys, I'm sure.
It was a very long day yesterday.
Yeah.
But we're used to those. We don't mind, especially when we got the kind of feast that was on show yesterday. But you were quietly working yourself through the winners round.
Yeah, didn't do too bad. I was happy with that. Yeah, means I'm not on again till 4 today. So that's
two very different games, wasn't it? I mean, you dominated the first one, and you were a country mile behind. I kind of written you off. I looked at the score after 6-0. I thought he's gone.
Yeah, I mean
6-0 down.
Yeah, the first game we played really well. 11-2 give me a couple of chances maybe that shouldn't have done, but played well, confident. But then with Dave, he was just dishing me off the table. So he had 7 dishes off the break.
Oh my goodness!
And, yeah, it was tough going to keep with him really. 6-0 down, 9-4 down.
How'd you deal with that psychologically? I mean, you just got to.
Just got to walk for your chances, really. Switch off to it, and just
take one frame at a time, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. I never, even if it had gone, whatever, 10-0 down, I'd still feel like I'm in the match.
Really?
Yeah, it just doesn't bother me. Just carry on. But yeah,
that's what you can do, though, isn't it? I mean, as soon as you've got that negative mindset, you see players do that. I mean, we saw it a couple of times yesterday. Maybe even with, maybe I'm being unfair to him, but the Melling against Seb match, there just seemed to be a point where he was so far behind. Maybe it was like, I can't remember the score, but 9-3, 9-4, and he just seemed to shoulder slump, and it just seemed to switch off a bit.
Yeah, that's it. That can happen, can't it? It's difficult, really, to sort of stick with it when your opponent's playing so well. You're falling far behind. But to be fair, I watched that. I watched that Melling and Seb match, and Chris looked superb, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He just cues the ball so well.
Yeah, he was certainly one of my picks of the day yesterday for form. He looked incredible, along with Jason Shaw. We've already mentioned that on commentary. He just looked sublime yesterday.
I've not seen much of Jason yesterday, but I've just had people saying to me yesterday saying how well he's been playing.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah,
he's the man to beat at the moment.
Yeah. That's not ideal, then, because if I win my next match, I'm probably playing him. So
are you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It should be a good game.
So he's in your
he's
section
in my little section there. Yeah. So I'll have
Brilliant.
to try and put a stop to that.
Yeah, definitely. Why not? Why not? And I think the key would be trying to use the rules against him.
Yeah, definitely.
It's difficult, though, isn't it? I mean, this rank's a leveler, isn't it? I mean, they go so open all the time.
Exactly, that's it. 'Cause I'm predominantly a world rules player anyway, so I'm quite happy with the tactics. But it's so difficult to get a game to actually go tactical. Yeah. You just can't do it.
And the bags, I mean, the table is so slick. It's difficult to cover a bag.
It is, yeah, because obviously they're all new cloths and they're just sliding in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough to try and turn it that way. You can't. There's certainly no tap break or anything. You're smashing them open and seeing what's happening.
Which is good from a viewer's perspective. That's what we want to see. So yeah, it's all good. Opens up the game.
I watched a fantastic match last night. I know you'd all gone, hadn't you, for the Chilton and Tom Cousins game.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best match I've seen in a long time.
Oh, I wish we'd been here to see it. Wish we'd been here.
Yeah, 11-10 to Chilton. Oh, ridiculous standard.
Amazing. And I haven't seen I don't know if the bookie's still doing kind of in play outright odds. I haven't seen any of the odds change yet, so I don't know. I'm guessing Tom's no longer hot favourite.
No,
it'd be interesting to know who he'd put as favourite for the tournament now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I suppose Farnsworth was because he'd been backed in, hadn't he? And then you've also you got Harrison there, haven't you? He scraped through actually last night. Harrison,
yeah, he did. Yeah.
Game.
Farnsworth didn't look brilliant last night. I mean, he was.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He was.
It was good.
It was good, but it wasn't the kind of Mark Farnsworth. I suppose he did enough. He did what he needed to do. He took his chances. Mike King gave him too many chances.
Yeah. He has a good run here as well, Mike King, doesn't he? He plays well here in general. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
extremely tough game against Farnsworth, but
Yeah.
you know, more than capable if he's on his game is Mike. Cracking player.
So I'm not sure what the delay is. Here. I thought they'd already lagged, and I thought they were going to get underway. So, well, Craig's coming back into the arena. So what we'll do, we'll just step away from commentary for a couple minutes and just find out what's going on, and we'll bring you the action very, very soon. There we go, right on cue as I say that the referee calls the game, calls the players, and we're underway. So this is Craig Lakin against Gareth Higgins. You see Craig at the table now. Quite a familiar face in pool. Loves a good money match. He's 27 years old. His nickname is Money Making. He's when asked who makes his cue, he said somebody blind. I don't know what that means. Tip manufacturers use the 8mm Elk Master. His pool achievements: BAPDO champion 2013 and 14. And 14 and 15, IPA amateur event winner in 2016, Players Amateur champion in 2016, and EPA Challenge Tour winner in 2018. Of course, he's gone across from the IPA to the EPA, and I think that was the first tour he played in 2018. And,
Yeah, it was.
And he won the challenge. So
beat Shane Thompson in the final.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
really
he played superb that weekend. He really did.
Yeah, he's a really, really destructive player, isn't he?
He had a bit of a result there, Lakin, because he missed that plant by quite a way, but still managed to get the pocket covered. So yeah, he's in good control there, really. So
his opponent is Gareth Higgins, same age, 27 years old. Nickname is Gunza. He's a John Paris cue with a blue diamond tip. He's the European champion for the home nations champion twice for Wales, and 12th on his first year on the IPA tour, which is pretty good going. Started playing at age 11 because his parents owned a pub. It's amazing that common theme between so many top players. You often see that it was, the parents owned a hotel and they had a pool table there. Someone else, their dad owned an amusement arcade and they had 6 pool tables, or my dad owned a pub and we were on the pool table all the time. It's amazing that it just shows you if you ground kids into a sport at an early age.
You can really pick it up well.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great effort.
Good effort. Doesn't look as with it this morning, really, Craig, as what he normally is. He's had a couple of chances there, and
I don't think I get the impression that Craig's not really a morning person. He was having fun. He was having fun at the bar last night.
Exactly.
Like that.
Could be down to the amount of alcohol he consumes.
Yeah. And he said we're having a bit of fun last night. So
yeah, I can imagine.
Probably a couple of beers were consumed.
Yeah, I was chatting to him yesterday, and he was saying that he'd tried booking a room at B&B, and they wanted a £200 deposit on the basis that he didn't come back drunk. If he came back drunk, he lost it. He was like, well, I might as well just give it you now.
£200 gone. So Gareth just playing a containing shot.
Don't really know much about this guy. I've seen his name about a bit, but I mean, he's an IPA pro, and must be a good player.
Yeah.
Whether he knows the rules much or not, I don't know what world rules.
No, I'm not sure of his background really.
How did Clint get on earlier? And I saw that it was about 4 or 5-0 down to him.
Yeah, he's out.
He's out.
Yeah, he's out of the tournament. Ian Ali beat him. I think it was something 8-5. I think.
That's really did have a bit of a comeback then.
Yeah. But it really didn't look like it was going his way.
Yeah.
So tough opening game yesterday morning.
Yeah.
And he's had a long break since around about 9. He was on at 9 yesterday morning, obviously playing Darren Appleton in that Hill game.
Yeah. I was a little surprised with that, really, because, I mean, class O Appleton he's been away for so long that, you know, I did fancy Clint for that one.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did.
But to be fair, I mean, I caught the end of it and I didn't see Daz do anything wrong at all. It was just perfect, no misses, perfect position.
So just to keep you updated on the results from this morning. So Craig Waddingham is through, which means Scott Muscat exits the tournament. Stephen Dempsey beat Darren McVicker, so we say goodbye to Darren. Carla Donahue beat Tony Halpin. So these are players all leaving the tournament. Jay Dewar's out, beaten by Ryan Pisani.
Oh, that's a loose one there from Gareth. Quite a way out on that one.
Also out, Martin Goddard. Rich King beat him 8-0. I think Rich King was some pretty good value there this morning. He was...
I don't think Martin turned up.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
okay.
I had Rich King in a bet, and then
right, okay.
I've got a feeling it was a non-runner.
Does that get void?
I think so, yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I don't think the rest of it came in anyway, so I don't think it matters for me. I think I need to give up on the betting this week.
Oh,
I've
right.
I've not been very good.
Yeah.
I'll stick to playing.
So let me get this right. So if you did a double,
yep,
and one of the players doesn't turn up, does that, and the other player wins, do you just get the single, or is it a void bet? Or
I would imagine you just get the single.
You just get the single. Yeah.
I'm hoping it's a void bet. I'll go and ask Jed Lurks. If it's a void bet, I might be all right.
Well, I'm the same because I had him in a little three-way accumulator this morning that lost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Shane Thompson had a tough game there against, well, on paper, a tough game against Eddie Barker. Shane was saying beforehand that he was 1-4, but the game was nowhere near that. But he's breezed through that.
Yeah,
Eddie
to be honest, a few people said that. 1-4 Eddie Barker was 5-2, and I mean that's a big value there for Eddie. But as it happened,
yeah,
Shane
he was
showed his class there.
Shane won that one at 8-1. Yannick Bofi is through. Yannick had a tough opener yesterday against Adam Davis.
Yeah,
and he's through
very
against
solid
Daz
player,
Lightfoot.
Yannick.
Yeah. Jake Dillon Newlove exits the tournament. He's beaten by Drew Hughes. Drew lost his first round match to Shane Thompson yesterday morning. And of course Clint Hanson's out as well, beaten by Ian Alley. So that's up to date with the players through this morning and also the ones exiting the tournament. So we've already lost about 8. So from the original starting, well, I was going to say 128. It was 128 on paper, but I know we had a few no-shows, 3 or 4. So we're probably down to about 116 now. George Tierney now in action, playing Paul Riley. Tough opponent there for George.
Yeah, good player, Paul Riley.
Yeah,
Plays quite a few money matches.
Yeah.
He's
off the back of no
player.
practice, so he did
Is
say,
it?
yeah, he got taken a tash yesterday by Tom Cousins.
Yeah.
Beat him 11-1. Oli Bell back in action after getting beaten by Phil Harrison last night. Oli, the 2006 European champion.
Yep.
Coming back, he's currently playing Liam Pedley. They're one apiece. Mark Boyle in action now. Mark Boyle, another tough game there. I mean, Stefan Rosidi. I can't remember who he had in his opening match, but it was some, big name in his opening match. Yep. And then he's gone. I mean, top player, and he's got.
He lost to Cowboys last night.
Cowboys, of course it was. Yeah. So he's lost to Cowboys, and then he gets to Go in the losers section. He's playing Mark Boyle. Imagine facing Mark Boyle in the losers section.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's just not what you want to see. Then,
No, it's horrible.
I mean, that just shows the standard of this tournament, really, doesn't it? When you've got players like Boyle and Cousins, you know, in the losers section now. Yeah, they were playing for what, 50 grand was it last week, and now they're both in losers section.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy standard.
Now, Jez Graham, I think I'm right in saying that Jez was beaten yesterday afternoon by Callum Singleton. I think I'm right in saying that. Callum played a really good game, and then Callum came back for his second game and played Carl Morris and got beaten 11-0.
I mean, I never saw any of that match, but you can't believe that result, can you? 11-0.
No.
A player like Callum, who's is a current Home Nations champion, I think, and yeah, quality player, England under 23s.
So we'll focus a bit on the game now. We've just got you all up to date with everything that's happening. I recognise that people are joining us through the morning, so we'll keep an eye on those scores. You can keep an eye on them yourself as well. You can go to qscore.com and search for the Jason Owen Open or for Players Pool events. Also, please do share the feed that you're currently watching, and if you could even cut and paste a link into your Facebook page, that'd be great. Just get it out there, increase the exposure. And if you haven't done so already, go across the Players Pool Events Facebook page and give it a like. And while you're there, pop onto Beard Productions and give us a like at the same time. It'd be good to have you as part of the gang.
He's had his chances here so far as Gareth, hasn't he? He had a great chance to make it 1-1 there, and arguably should have got the first frame as well. Oh.
There's a miss. Craig just not quite at the races yet. Yeah, you don't expect these kind of misses from Craig.
I don't think either of them are yet. Yeah. I mean, this should be nailed on now for 1-1, but
yeah,
you know, he's had chances that he should have taken already.
A couple of players have just struggled slightly with the pace of this table. Yep. It's really, really reactive. Few players have already said that this table is playing differently to the outer tables. I mean, they're all exactly the same, but of course the difference here being that it's got a huge, wow, that's an incredible miss. It's got a huge lighting rig above it and lots of lights all the way around it, so the table will be warmer. This is
it's a surprising
yeah,
couple of frames.
It really is amazing stuff.
Quite smart light that it's got above this table. Actually, I'm guessing that's the Chinese pool table, is it? It's Joy table.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact we're sat just the other side of Gareth Potts' own Chinese table. It's covered up at the moment, so we can't really see it. And again, he's got a fantastic lighting rig above it. Really well lit.
This has got to be 2-0 now.
Yeah, they're not exactly setting the world alight with the standard at the moment, but I do expect that to improve. Two really good, fluid and fluent players.
Problem is you can't give Craig chances like that. You know, you've really got to punish him when he makes his mistakes. Because if you let him get a bit of a swagger around the table, then he just motors on then, doesn't he?
Yeah, if Gareth keeps giving chances like that and Craig does find his rhythm and finally wake up, then this could be a quick match.
So Mark Boyle in the background then, dishing up from the looks of it against Stefan.
Yeah, so Mark is on one of the other TV tables. You can keep an eye on that game. In fact, we're streaming 4 tables. Abdel Karim Barada is playing Daryl Whitworth on one of the other tables. So as I say, 4 games currently underway.
Could really do with a good break now. They've both gone dry after the first 2 breaks. That's nice. It's a good split. Nice easy one for the ref to get with a triangle. No messing about that. I think it's a close call, this one, between reds and yellows. I'd say maybe the long yellow as an opener and stay on the 2 in the middle. You can break out the 2 that near the red then. Yeah, that's a nice shot. Maybe overcued it just a touch. Yeah, that was always a problem. He just got too much into that first shot. Meant he had to come off the rail to do the breakout shot, and it's just been a bit unfortunate.
So the other stream game is Paul Riley against the real number 1, Mr. Tierney.
First time seeing George play that yesterday when he played Chilton. Tough opener for him, though.
Oh, it was a tough opening game, yeah. Yeah, it just didn't go his way. He wasn't at the races yesterday.
No, I saw him make the mistake with the rules. When he got down and popped the red and he was on yellows.
I know. Yeah. It was a really, I don't know if you saw it, but, well, no, you said you really watched Jason Shaw. During the Jason Shaw match last night, there was a kind of awkward moment. He was playing Gav Robinson, and Gav potted one of his own balls and potted one of Jason's at the same time and left Jason snookered. So Jason doesn't know the rules. He's been playing him for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And he was pretty sure that it was a free ball. So he said to the ref, he said, can I pick up the white? And the ref said, no. So he said, it's a free ball, isn't it? And he went, no. And so, I mean, obviously he needs to ask the question. He knows that there's something that he can do, but he doesn't know what.
Can't guide you.
Yeah, the ref can't coach. So there was a lot of confusion, and Jason then started looking at another shot, looking confused all the time, thinking, why have I got to play from here? And went across to Gav and said, can I pick up the white? And Gav said, yeah, you can. So he said to the ref, well, I'll pick up the white then. And he goes, you can't pick up the white. Well, why not? He just said, I can. And then, because Gaz Potts was watching, and he said to the ref, like, he's asked the question, he's just asked it in the wrong way. And the ref said, well, yeah, but the rules are he needs to ask, is it a foul snooker?
You've got to know the rules at the end of the day. It's down to you to know the rules.
Yeah, absolutely. It all came out in the wash, and he picked up the white, but it was just a moment of utter confusion where the ref couldn't say to him, you need to ask, is it, I suppose you can ask for a guidance from the ref, can you? If you're unsure of the rule, can you?
Yeah, I think you can if you're unsure. You can say, like, what? No, I don't know where you'd phrase it though. You can't really say what.
But even not in that context. Let's say, for argument's sake, I think someone asked a question yesterday, and it was asked. My co-commentator at the time asked me whether it was okay to ask that question, and the question was, so he'd broken off, and let's think about this. I think it was like
that's a nice shot there.
I think it was open table. So he then asked the ref, can I plant the yellow onto the red? Which obviously he can because it's an open table. Yeah. But is the ref then allowed to say, yes, you can?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know where it goes really with that, because you don't generally ask, because you generally know the rules.
Yeah,
so
I know.
It's hard to say.
And I said, I think you can ask for confirmation. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure of that myself. I'd have to ask the referee later. I think the referee did answer him and say, yes, you can. But at what point is it considered to be coaching?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're not specifically telling them a shot, you're just confirming whether
you're
it'll be a foul or not.
That's right, yeah.
Really.
He was just saying, is it a legal shot for me to make this plant?
I think if Gareth doesn't take these now, he might as well package Q up.
Yeah. That was another shot from Craig. That black you expect him to get. It was a tough black, but it's one you expect him to get. He missed it by a country mile.
It was his second last ball. What has he done? What has he done there?
But I mean, I question why. I mean, why did he need that check side?
Yeah, he didn't really. Yeah, he could have just topped it and just bounced off the rail and had the choice for the 3, really.
Yeah. Anywhere. I mean, if you place that essentially just to the left of the top of the line, round about, sort of, or if he comes up the.
He's played a nice recovery.
Yeah, he's played a good shot there. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, he's got to be clearing those.
Yeah. He could be 3-0 up. Arguments he should be 3-0 up in all honesty.
So, my suggestion for you guys at home would be to, if you've got a smart TV, hook up YouTube and put on Craig Lakin versus Gareth Higgins, and then get your laptop or the iPad or something and stick it on the arm of the chair and watch Mark Ball versus Stefan Rosidi, because that one's bubbling up to be a good game. That's Mark Ball's currently 3-2 ahead. And Stefan is currently at the table, so could be a close game, that one.
Not a great shot, we can use it too here, it should be okay.
Yeah, just needs to make sure that
well,
this.
Really
I was just about to say, just needs to make sure.
He's had a result.
He's got away with that. Yeah. Another inch across the table, and that would have been 4 or 5 inches glued to the side rail, and a very, very much difficult, much more difficult
just thinned off it and left it for the top right.
Yeah. So Gareth gets himself on the board. He'll feel better after that one. It was the thing is with frames like that is whether they actually do give you confidence, because he still didn't play particularly well, does he? Do you just breathe a sigh of relief that you've got one on the board, or exactly, do you actually take positives from that?
Just
he's sat in the corner shaking.
Though it's a big difference.
Yeah,
it is. Mentally, yeah. It's just he could kick on now and hardly miss a ball throw.
He's sat in the corner still, shaking his head. So he's in that kind of negative mindset at the moment where nothing feels particularly great. Paul Riley currently 2-1 up against George Tierney, so we'll keep a close eye on that scoreline. There's the scores in front of you. Liam Pedley is trailing Oli Bell 3 frames to 2. Josh Kane, Dylan Leary tied at 1 apiece. We've already mentioned the Mark Boyle game. Zach Shepherd 3-0 up against Partab Singh. Abdul Karim Barada and Darryl Whitworth at 1 apiece. Jez Graham is currently beating Ross Smith 4-1. Zach Cooper up against Ben Lewis. Seb Webb 6-3 there. So.
Matt Schofield and Craig Brown 7-0.
Oh yeah, Hill game.
I was watching a bit of that before I came on. That was a decent game.
Now here's another perfect example of what Gaz Potts was mentioning on commentary yesterday, and prior to kick-off this morning. Not a single ball on the side rails.
Yeah, true.
It happens so often. It's incredible. It's, using this rack is all the balls just you don't seem to get many clusters, and you don't seem to get any balls on the side rails.
Yeah, I like them. I've took to them pretty quick, really. I know there's some people here who've been not running and iron over and struggling, getting them together. But I think if you just rack the balls up like you normally would do, and then just move them in 2 sections across, dead easy, dead quick, and no troubles with it, and you guaranteed a decent split every time.
And there, good example of what we mentioned earlier. Really tough to cover a bag. Craig was just trying to get that ball across in front of that yellow, and it dropped.
He'll be happy with that one anyway. It's a nice shot.
He's very much in control.
And personally, if I was Gareth now, I'd be leaving those 2 yellows alone.
Yeah.
Just trying not to give Craig any shot to get that one out. I'd possibly put another yellow down there and start making life awkward for him. Really, so.
Yeah, already look.
I would not be going anywhere near that.
Yeah, this is very much
It's more of a black ball shot for me though,
Yeah,
than a
definitely.
well shot.
Yeah. That's his black ball background definitely showing there. That's a lack of experience of the rules. And he's given Craig an opportunity to play that shot. Now that red was wedged between two yellows, and it would not have come out into the open. So, and Craig now just seems to be loosening up a bit. He's,
yeah, once he starts running around the table, that's when you start getting worried if you're playing it.
Yeah. Okay,
It's
fine. Didn't really need to come back that high. There was a little bit of danger in that shot, but he's absolutely fine. And that's another clearance, and he's now 3-1.
It was just too open to attacking that from Gareth, I thought, really. He wasn't getting any real advantage from it, and he could have just tied things up and just, bided his time a little bit.
Stefan Rossini still going through.
He's doing all right.
Yeah. So he's had 2 visits, so he's looking very good to pull things back to 3 apiece. So that, as I said, looks like it could be a really, really tight game. Mark Ball did say, I spoke to him probably 6 months ago and asked him what his anticipations were for the series, and he said, well, the World Rules events, I don't really have any because I never play World Rules, but I think, as I mentioned earlier, the rules are kind of irrelevant over the last couple of days. They've not too many tactical frames. So I would have thought it would have suited Mark, but it's just...
He had a tough opener there, though. He had Whelan, who is originally a World Rules player and a cracking player.
And Whelan's been putting in the hours recently as well. He's been practicing really, really hard. And talking to Gareth Potts about it last night, and I think him and Jack are quite good friends. And I think he's a kind of mentor figure for Jack.
Yeah.
And he said that Jack's really been putting in the hours recently. There's been a time, because I think he's got quite a good job, quite a responsible job. So there's been times where he's not really. There's another really loose shot. Really loose shot.
He's just.
Is he on it? Oh my goodness. Yeah, he was saying that there's times where Jack's probably not followed up on his World Championship. So we're going to see Craig try and develop this difficult yellow. Played a good shot. He's not really followed up on that. He's been a little bit probably in the doldrums, it's fair to say, for the last couple of years. But he's been back practicing hard for this event, and you just saw yesterday he beat Mark Boyle. I think he had another tough game as well yesterday, Jack, I think, didn't he?
Did he? I never caught his
first
game.
I'll have to have a look back through the results, but he had 2 tough games yesterday.
He seemed to switch over for a while to Chinese pool, didn't he? Away from the 8-ball side.
It's probably the Gareth influence, I would imagine. I think... So Mark Ball 11-8, and then I think he...
Nice quick finish there from Craig.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Starting to run away with this one a bit.
Oh, of course, Carl Boys, wasn't it? He beat Carl Boys in a Hill game last night. So Jack's opening games have been Mark Boyle, Carl Boys, who blew away his opponent in his first round, and Jack's next match is this afternoon at 4 o'clock against Jordan Shepherd. So if he beats those 3 players, he almost deserves to win the tournament.
Yeah.
So those games there are the next 4 streamed games. So Carl O'Donoghue against Jordan Church. Shane Thompson, Brian Harcrow will be on the main arena. Table 16 is the main arena. So the other 3 games there you see, that'll be the outer tables.
Cracking games.
Look at that for a break.
Every round you've just got big games, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Stefan Mercedes had basically the same draw then as Jack, because he had a Cowboys first round, lost to him, and now he's got Matt Boyle.
Yeah.
That's a very harsh draw.
So yeah, that's a real tough school for Jack Whelan, but he's coming through at the moment. As much as I like Jack, I'll be cheering on Jordan this afternoon. He's my horse, so I've got to cheer on Jordan this weekend.
Wait, is that from the Calcutta or something?
No, actually for the event.
Right.
Well, not just me personally. There's a little syndicate that I put together. Hopefully, some of the guys are watching. Just when I knew Jordan was up for grabs, I asked a few people if they wanted an interest. And
you got a cracking player there, so you never know.
Yeah.
Definite shouts of him getting to the latter stages at some point. Nice lad as well, Jordan.
I'm fairly sure. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I'm fairly sure that's going to be wow.
What's that?
Yeah, that's nothing like what he was trying. I'm fairly sure that will be the arena match this afternoon. Jack Whelan again. That's a blockbuster game, isn't it? Jack against Jordan. Jordan's not been on stream yet. Jack's not been on stream yet, so I would imagine they would probably be showing that one. He's still not done it. He's had 2 bites at it now and still not covered it.
Very wary of getting too close, I guess, really, and accidentally potting it. I mean, the red up the top's not too much of an issue for him just yet, if he can get a ball to the side rail, because he can just fire one up off the yellow, so it's not too much of a problem for him.
He's going to have another go at it. He's covered the bag.
Slightly better. But I mean, to be honest, you just get it out now, don't you?
Yep. Yeah, Craig's just going to punt that out.
You don't knock one of those reds to the side. We're doing his work for him.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about maybe doubling that red into the right area for you now? But I suppose
the one he's closest to.
Yeah, the only thing is, I suppose Craig will then probably just put a yellow sort of in front as a blocker. It's a shame he can't do a full length double now, but I don't think it's quite on. I think
the red's just in the way, isn't it? He's having a go at it though. Oh no, he's not. He was just looking at that angle. So,
I mean, if he fancies, it's ambitious, but he could pop this ball into the middle, top it through, and back double that one that's on the rail.
Yeah. So taking the conservative option. It's, I was going to say it's probably going to be a DF. It's a big target up there. There's 3 or 4 balls to aim at, but really no need. If you're wasting Gareth's first shot, which he has done, then no need to try and get out of the snooker.
Yeah, I'd certainly be looking at that back double if I was Gareth. It's quite a big bag. And with them sliding in as well, I think if you get it anywhere near, it's going to go.
Yeah. Quite sure what his plan is here. I think He's just going to play another snooker. So he used 2 shots just to get out the snooker. But again, Craig can just do a similar thing. He can just roll up to touching ball. Exactly the same as he's just played. So no real advantage there for Gareth.
It's not the best, the shots.
Yeah, that's not great. He really needed just to be bottom side of it and leave it touching. So given, really, the important thing is to that shot, you have to waste Gareth's first shot. And he's given him a chance at this plant. And it's not cost him. You can see there, I mean, if Gareth had made that plant, he's got a nice angle to get in behind the red and kick it out. So it's going to be another. Oh, I don't think he meant to go through the gap.
Nah, and he's left him. I mean, I'm not even sure if he is total, but he certainly left him an easy out either way. So.
Yeah. So Mark Boyle has won the next frame. He's now 4-3 up, and Stefan's broken dry. So marking the ascendancy in that game.
Well, maybe I'm being a bit too attacking here, but I'd certainly be looking at this back double now. You need to do something. He's not played all that great so far, and I think he just needs to a big finish to really kick himself in.
George now 4-2 down against Paul Riley. Oli Bell 7-2 up against Liam Pedley. Oli reeling back the years.
Here we go. He's having a go with it.
That
nailed it.
It's a great shot.
Deserves for it to be open.
Yeah, yeah. Really good shot. And he deserved that bit of luck there. He's just looking now at the gap through. I mean,
I wouldn't be looking at that.
I wouldn't either. There's a much bigger area. Yeah, I don't like that shot.
That's strange. Yeah,
it is. I mean, you look at the area, kind of the diagonal between the middle bag and the top left. There's a big space there to play into, and it makes this shot infinitely easier. I mean, it's still a pretty easy shot, but yeah, it's okay. It's a decent clearance. He made a very nice double in the middle of that, and that will give him a good deal of confidence.
Yeah, I think he needed that. I think he needed a big finish there just to get him into the game a bit, because he's had his chances early on. He's not quite hit any kind of form as yet, but that might just do it.
So Zach Shepherd currently 4-0 up against Partab Singh. Partab, his opening match was against Jordan Shepherd yesterday, so he's had a bit of a rough time of it. I'm sure Partab and Zach will be very familiar with each other's games. Partab from the Bristol area, and Zach Shepherd just north of there in around Gloucester. Jez Graham is now 4-3 against Ross Smith. Seb Webb on the hill versus Dan Davey. And tough for Dan. Dan had a hill game yesterday. Trying to recall who he played. One of the names. There you see them. Lee Clough is playing Mandeep Jinger. Mandeep plays at the same club as Zach Shepherd. I think it's Oakland's. He's trailing Lee Clough 4-0, but that is a really tough draw on the loser's side. Lee Clough, what a player.
Yeah, it'll be tough to beat today, Clough. Certainly, he had a close game yesterday, didn't he? He lost 11-10.
Did, yeah.
To, was it Jordan Church, was it?
Yes, it was Jordan Church, yeah. And that bottom game that was on there, that's been 7 apiece for a long time. Craig Brown versus Matt Schofield. I think we played 2 frames. I think that one's probably gone tactical, which you can understand with a hill game. So Mark Boyle was in the middle of a clearance in his game against Stefan Rosidi, leading 4 frames to 3, but he's dropped out of position. And I think he's in a bit of trouble.
It's a great recovery.
He's just pulled out an incredible shot. Absolutely incredible shot.
A little bit unfortunate there, really. He's still got some work to do with the black there.
Yeah.
Stefan doing well there, though. He seems to be improving all the time, does Stefan? He's playing well.
Craig just doing the ref a bit of a favour there and clearing the rack.
It's quite good actually having that rack on the stream table to just buy that little bit of extra time on the first shot.
Yeah, yeah.
I think if I was on here, I think I'd be asking for it every time.
Yeah, yeah.
Just buy yourself an extra, 10 seconds or so to suss out what you're doing. It's 45-second shot clock on this table.
It is, yeah, yeah. And when you want to work out your pattern, yeah, it just gives you that extra, especially if he's got a marker ball, it probably gives you an extra 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you are following the Mark Ball Stefan Rosidi game, but Mark made his last red and is now faced with a virtually impossible black. Craig, very, very naturally attacking player, but he's not minding taking these frames slightly more tactical. He understands that from what he's seen so far, Gareth seems to maybe struggling with the rules a little bit, so it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, he's not known for his tactics, Craig, but he certainly can play him. He does know the rules, and I think it's just a choice thing that he doesn't really like playing the tactics if he can help it, but he can certainly do it.
So, across on the other table, Mark Ball missed the black, and Stefan's in the middle of a fairly standard clearance to take that one to 4-all. That game really could go all the way.
It's not the best shot there from Craig. He's a little bit sharp. Still make it work, but could have been easier. He's controlled that well.
Just overhit that one slightly as well, but won't be a problem. Can just drop this in the middle. Good stuff from Craig. Yeah.
Used all the pocket, but
yeah,
he got it there. I think it was a big frame that really for 5-2, because I think if Gareth had got away with that one and got a 4-3, considering the way it's gone earlier, and I think they'd probably been happier at 4-3 down with the chances that have been missed.
5-2 now is a long road back.
Yeah. Good example here of how you should rack the balls on this new shark rack. Nothing like how I do them, but it's probably the right way to do.
So as you just heard the ref say, Craig to get us underway in frame number 8.
Ooh, well, it was destined to go in there. I think he was lucky it didn't on the first effort.
So now another good opportunity for Gareth. Of course, only one shot from the in-off in world rules.
Needs to make this one count now. He's in good shape here on the reds, I would imagine. Having a good look at this black. I think it does go. I think it's top end of the pocket, but I think it does drop it middle, which would be ideal. You can take those 2 reds at the bottom of the table last and just drop the black in.
Yeah, it's quite a good. It's a nice layout, isn't it? Because he can work his way from top of the table and come down. It's kind of a natural path between balls.
Yeah, no real difficulties there. It's just a case of keeping control of the white, really, on this one.
Just needs to stun this on and off the top rail. Just come down below the bulk line. Just slightly off straight would be ideal. That's okay. Maybe a few inches lower would have been slightly better, but that's absolutely fine. I think he can avoid the yellow. Okay, that was fine. He could just stun into it anyway. That was just the danger of where that yellow was going. But
yeah, it's always that danger there when you go into it. Oh, that's not the greatest of shots.
No, there's too much angle.
May have to play for this black in the bottom left now.
Yeah, he's just going around having a look at that now. So stun up past the across the face of the yellow. He's gone across, he's played that too hard. That's no good.
It's amazing, just that one little loose shot.
It really is, isn't it?
All goes wrong, you know, it's an inch or 2 out of position. And all
small margins.
Yeah.
And just looking back at the other game, I'd literally looked down. I'm not sure what happened because Mark Brawl was setting the balls up. And I literally looked up for about 40 seconds and looked back down, and Stefan Rossili was setting the balls up. So I don't know what happened there. It seemed to be too fast for Mark Brawl to break off and then Stefan to make a clearance, unless they were absolute sitters. Or Mark in some way potted the black.
Yeah, I mean, he's quite a quick player, Stefan. So I think if they're easy, he'll kind of run round.
Yeah.
He's from the same school as Mellon, really, in that sort of fashion. They're both from the same area.
But Stefan is now 5-4 ahead, and Mark Ball just missed a very, very makeable pot. And Stefan's at the table with a decent chance to go 6-4. So there could be a bit of a shock on the cards here. Mark Ball, I think, went for about 12 or 1,500 quid in the Calcutta. So someone will be on tender hooks at the moment.
It may have been more than that. Did he not hit £2,000?
Actually, I think you're right. I was mistaken with someone else. I think it was exactly £2,000, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the risk with buying Boyle in the Calcutta was always the rules aspect of it, really. You know, I know it's been very open and I don't know how much they've come into it, but if he gets stuck into any tactical games, he's probably second favourite.
That was a lovely little kiss there from Craig. That could have gone wrong, but it's worked out perfectly. And you can see he's virtually running around the table now. That's more like the Craig Lakin we know. And he leads 6 frames to 2. Just looking back and oh dear, Stefan's in trouble now, so doesn't look like he's going to clear those up.
It's 6-4 written all over it, that.
So that epic encounter between Matt Schofield and Craig Brown has just ended. It must have been a very, very long frame. It's probably half an hour. Matt Schofield won 8 frames to 7.
A little bit of work here for Gareth. That's nothing easy here.
The real number one in danger of going out the tournament is 6-3 behind to Paul Riley. Mark Ball looking good to make it 5 frames each.
Well, he's left the door open there, Lakin, for this red to go past.
That's worked out well for Craig. Just tied up the black and red. Just bought himself a bit more time. If he can leave them tied up, it gives him a chance to do something with this little cluster of balls up on the top left-hand side.
I wonder if he'll maybe think about a plant now. Those 2 yellows, send one of them up towards the top left. I was thinking previously when Gareth played that shot, he could have maybe snicked off the red that's near the black spot and gone into the black and red to cover that pocket. Gareth certainly needs to make this frame count. You know, he's in control at the minute, but it can soon change. I think he was quite a way out from what he intended there.
Yeah, he was trying to do what you mentioned and push that yellow up towards the top left bag just to get it in the mix. I think Gareth probably needs to commit here, doesn't he? He needs to try and go game.
I think what I'd have been looking at personally was, unless they're a plant that can make those two, I'd be looking at just getting that red over the pocket a little bit more, just to really make sure, because Craig's just one shot away there from winning this frame, sending that yellow up the rail, off the red, open everything up, and his job would be done. No, that's not good enough. I think on his first shot for Gareth, I would have screwed up the table just to get closer to him and then just nudge that red over the pocket.
I mean, he's made a really big pocket here, is there? So Craig's going to play the pot and then play one of these balls.
Yeah.
The one on the black spot. He's going to play this off the reds and try and open everything up.
Yeah. Some players you think they might just put it over the pocket, but with it being Lakin.
That's not the result he was after.
You know, that's why I was looking at maybe just putting it over the pocket there, because it was such an easy shot to get it in front of those reds.
Yeah, yeah.
And he wasn't actually leaving anything if you didn't get it right.
Yeah.
So if they just nudged it in front there, put it over the pocket, it's pretty much guaranteed winning the frame.
Again, I guess, although Craig does know the rules, they probably don't come naturally to him. So
no, it's not his style.
He's got that very much a black ball mindset. That's a good shot, just open everything up. Okay, red's gone a bit awkward, but he's got 2 shots, so he can just screw across the table. And
I've been trying to kind of force myself to remember the safety side of world rules this weekend, because I've been playing a bit of black ball. You kind of get into that potting mentality, really.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, if we can play the rules a little bit, it could be a nice advantage this weekend.
oh dear, that was much thinner than he wanted, but he'll be fine. Just needed to nudge it towards the pocket. And pot it he does.
Nicely done.
Pulls another frame back. But he still trails 6 frames to 3.
Very nice break there from Craig. I'm guessing he's going to be going yellows here.
Rich Toomey back in action, playing Drew Hughes. Rich had a bit of a schooling last night from Gareth Hibbert. Got beaten 11 frames to 3. That's a really solid win from Gareth Hibbert, just confirming the kind of form that he's in. Rich Toomey, a really good world rules player.
Yeah, Gaz was good value in that Calcutta. 600 did he go for?
It was 600, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a steal for a player of Gaz's quality, you know, former world champion, cracking player.
I did approach the person who had bought him to see if he wanted to sell some.
Yeah.
Funny enough, he'd already sold it for a lot more. He sold half of it for a lot more than he paid for it.
So he's done some good business there.
Oh yeah.
Well, that was nice and quick, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yeah.
I mean, it was a good break, and he made them look easy, to be honest.
So that gets Craig onto the hill. He leads 7 frames to 3. One more needed, but it's Gareth break. What can he do? Can he get himself back into this game? Yannick Beaufil already back in action, playing Jordan Templeton. Jordan was beaten last night 11-5 by Jordan Shepherd. So Yannick already threw one of the games on the loser's side this morning. As I say, he's back into it.
Yeah, a lot of games to play on that loser's side, isn't there, when you if you go out early on.
There is a lot of games, a long road back.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go through on the winner's side, you can just have a nice comfortable sit in the commentary box.
Exactly,
And
that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. George has pulled one back against Paul Riley. He now trails 6 frames to 4. Tough opponent, Paul Riley. He'll be up for that game. Stefan Rossini in the middle of another clearance. Just played a really nice developing shot, so he's given himself a great chance to go 6 frames to 5 over Mark Boyle. That one across on the other stream table. I think it's table 11. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's table 11 in the corner. So if you need to go find any of these games, if you want to watch any of the others, we're streaming 4 tables. Go across to playerspoolevents.com where you'll find all of the streams, or also you can just go to our Beard Productions YouTube page. The ref having to be careful there. I thought he'd have had to mark one of those balls.
A very delicate one.
Yeah, maybe what we need to do is make a stretchy rack, so you can stretch it over the balls. I'll have a chat with Shane Conroy, the guy who developed it, and see if he can make a stretchy rack. A little hand up from Gareth. That's not what he intended, but it's worked out. He's still got a lot of work to do with the cue ball here, though.
See Lee Kendall demonstrating the rack over there to a new referee. I think there's been a standing ref today, has there?
So Lee just showing her how you rack up all the balls. There you go. You can see that in the background. You're getting a masterclass now from Lee Kendall. What happens if a ball's sat on it? Oh, don't do that. Whatever you do, yeah. Don't nudge it with your forearm. The Lee Kendall Shark Supreme Rack Masterclass.
Somebody was telling me yesterday about a game that Chris Mellon had been in. I've not seen it, but apparently at 9 ball he'd asked for the white to be cleaned, and the ref just came along, grabbed the white, walked off, cleaned it, came back, realised he'd not actually put a marker down for it. Didn't know where he'd put it.
Oh dear.
Be slightly embarrassing for a ref.
But ultimately, yeah, I mean, we're all humans, aren't we? I mean, I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to do the job. You're so much under the microscope. You just put yourself out there, don't you? These refs this weekend have done a fantastic job. They really have. So Craig feels comfortable potting this ball up the rail. He's behind it nice. He's slightly hampered here. Yeah. Doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball. He can leave himself a thinner cut on this red. So he'll just be focusing 100% on the pot. But yeah, just see that hampered cueing. Would have been nice if he could have left himself dead straight, because as I say, he doesn't really need to do too much with the cue ball. Yeah, it's still a good pot. And I say he doesn't need to do too much with the cue ball because he's got this half ball. It doesn't. It's just a natural angle to come around. He needs that to slow up. There we go. This is for Craig Lakin to progress through on the loser's side, and we bid farewell to Gareth
Higgins.
Gareth. That's a bit premature. I've got Gareth Hibbett on the mind at the moment. Sorry, Gareth, if you're listening.
Yep, you're still going.
You're still going, yeah. Do turn up for your next round game, won't you? Sorry, there's a blooper.
He played well in the end there, did Lakin, didn't he? He had a bit of a shaky start, first couple of frames, but I think he really got going towards the end there.
Yeah, both players took a while to get into it. But it's Craig Lakin that progresses. Thanks for your time, Matt.
Yep,
much appreciated.
Right.
Be great if you could join us again later on sometime.
Yeah, I'll try.
It was a pleasure to commentate with you.
Hopefully stay on that winner's side and I'll be back again.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. See you again soon. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
So we will be back with you. The next game involves Carlo Donahue. It's probably around about 12:30, so about 15 minutes, something like that. In the meantime, have a look at qscore.com. You can keep updated with all the scores. There's an interview going on right now. They're just going to head across. So Craig Lakin's going to be in there with Lee Kendall. So do stay tuned for that one, and I'll bid you farewell for the next 15 or 20 minutes.
Well, Craig, a good win there, 8-3, but you're in the loser side, so how's that feeling? How far you got to get through?
I'm just happy to still be in the event, to be honest. I've really struggled from start to finish. I had a bad game yesterday. Gary did what he had to do to beat me, but I've been absolutely terrible. So really enjoying the event. I think it's been brilliantly run, but hopefully I can start playing a bit better and play my way into the tournament.
Well, you've always done well in these tournaments, you know, you've won one. And
I've had a semis of the last one. Yeah, I've got a really good record here. I enjoy playing the events here. It's a good venue. Normally I play well, but this time I just can't get going, but I'm still in it, so I can't moan. I could be out.
At the end of the day, when you get to the last day, everybody's on one life, so it's just how you qualify.
Yeah,
it's a new tournament in a sense.
Yeah, it can work both ways though, because you can go through the winners, but also coming through the losers, you've had a lot more time on the table because you can't really get time to practice because there's that many matches in the tournament. But yeah, as long as you're there, it's all that matters, I suppose. So
yeah. So have you looked at the draw? Do you know who you've got next?
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, I haven't either. But I've got you in the Calcutta, so keep trying.
I will do. I try and drag them down to my level.
Good lad. All right, a few minutes break, and then we'll move on to our next session. Thanks very much. Well done, mate.
Cheers,
keep going.